Hey, everybody. Welcome to Race Central. Welcome to Race Central Unplugged, the show where motorsports comes alive with raw energy, insider knowledge, and unfiltered conversation. Leading the charge is legendary broadcaster, racer, and the original disruptor of motorsports, Kurt Hansen, whose decades behind the wheel and behind the mic brings fans closer to the heart of racing than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Kurt Hansen.
Wow. That's
where's our studio audience? We need that.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing? How's the weather back there?
It's not bad. Cold? It's not bad. Comfortably 70-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and beautiful yesterday. We went out to we took our son out to something in Goshen, Connecticut called the Action Wildlife Foundation, and we got treated to see zebras and kangaroos and wild boar. And
did you shoot anything?
No guns allowed. But they had some Watusi cattle. I hear they make good. It's good eating. I hear they make good hamburgers.
Oh my God.
We couldn't catch him. I tried to lure him in with some of the goat food, but he wouldn't take the. We wouldn't take.
Well,
the
those are upstate Connecticut. Those are snobby animals.
They are too.
Yeah.
Some of those goats, they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah,
no.
Llama. And I guess what?
Llama, forget.
I don't want to bother them, and that's why I go through Wyoming and I don't stop.
Yeah.
God, I want the police officer saying, "What are you doing?" I'm just helping that sheep over the fence.
I guess they had some bison there, and on the sign it said those things are 5,000 to 6,000 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine if one just pushed into a fence, they'd kill you for crying out loud? 5,000 to 6,000 pounds.
Yeah, Again, I stay in my car.
Yeah.
I stay in my lane. Well, sort of. But
well, we've got a lot of racing this past weekend, and a lot of racing news. The story that led off today was Will Power no longer at Team Penske.
Like we just said in the crosstalk a minute ago, I'm not that surprised. I've been around this gig long enough to know that the louder you scream, "I'm not cheating," that means you're cheating. And when you say you're not going to Formula 2, you're probably going to Formula 2. And when you don't offer a contract to a driver that's been the best driver in the history of Roger Penske racing, the best, undoubtedly.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Not bad for a kid from Toowoomba, New Zealand, or Australia, or wherever the hell those people are.
Outback, Australia.
Yeah, I love Outback Steaks, by the way. I might go have one later. And he came at Derek Walker Racing way back in the day, sponsored by Aussie Vineyards. And he got the seat at Penske because, and I forgot all about that. He had a little tax situation. I don't want to be evasion, no tax.
Right.
And look what it's done. But I think he knew in heart of hearts that Will wanted a long-term deal. So he offered him a 1-year deal, knowing that he wasn't going to take it. So they both could say, "Well, our negotiations fell down."
Well, Will decided to leave, right?
Yeah,
Will decided to leave.
Which sounds like Roger said, "Well, pack up your marsupial and head on out of here." But it's now Will could retire very comfortably. But I know he wants to drive more. That
he still has the fire.
He has the power, and he could go and make a ton of money in sports cars, which is what a lot of drivers do, in their latter years. But I can't see Will's not going to go anywhere where he's got to bring a check, and I'm not sure those guys have the coin.
Poor Dale Coyne, yeah.
I love Dale Coyne, but I mean, he's
too.
the Ken Tyrrell of IndyCar. He's made a lot of great drivers. He gave Justin Wilson an opportunity.
Sure.
But
he gave Alex Palou an opportunity. He gave Santino Ferrucci an opportunity.
Yep.
So
the list is long and distinguished.
Well, this just came out, Kurt. This came out maybe an hour and a half ago. Rinus VeeKay departing Dale Coyne.
Well, yeah, that was this morning.
So
Coyne
he's
offered him contract, and he said, "See ya."
Yeah.
Like that show, Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The opposite of you're fired. But this is Marshall Pruitt. Marshall Pruitt says, again, I don't know, Power is going to Andretti, which means I don't think they're certainly not going to get rid of Kyle Kirkwood. I don't think they're getting
Kyle
rid of
Kirkwood
a
was
3-year
your season.
contract with Marcus Ericsson, although Ericsson's had a horrible time at Andretti, the worst.
Who knows? Marcus may be saying, I'm out of here.
He might.
He was
but
so
then,
good at Ganassi, and that whole big contract thing was a mess. And he may say, I'm out of here. Kyle Kirkwood, he is their season.
Yeah.
He is a street
If it wasn't for
course
Kirkwood, there'd be no
road
Andretti.
Yeah. Kyle,
Well, VK to Foyt is what Marshall Pruitt says. We know Malukas to Penske. But if Power's going to Andretti, could it mean that they'll protest this too much, Colton Herta, and you are going to F2, even though you said you're not going to?
Like I say, I believe it when the pony's in the barn. But I don't know if that's a good move for Will, evidence Marcus Ericsson. And Kirkwood is their deal. And I don't think, Bobby's not going to pay Will what he needs to get paid. Certainly Dale isn't. It's not going to be a deal where, Will will pay $1 a lap, like Malibu Grand Prix. This is a weird.
So maybe
situation.
Andretti's the only one that can afford Power at this point. Maybe that's the way it is. That he has to go to Andretti because nobody else could pay the salary.
They'd be the only ones. Ganassi, but I don't see that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
How is that going to happen?
But you don't think that kind of money could happen at Rahal? Because I was thinking, well, at least you got the rookie of the year, even though he blew the last race, Louis Foster. Graham's not going anywhere. Graham has said many nice things about Will Power. There's obviously an affection with Graham Will Power.
Absolutely.
Get rid of DiFrancesco. I mean, he's Devlin hasn't shown anything anywhere. A few glimmers this year. Get rid of Devlin and put Power there. But again, I almost feel like Power would be better at going to Foyt and staying with Chevrolet.
Wow. Well, but there's no cars there. There's Santino and there's Arenas.
Well, if the Arenas story is true, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and could you imagine Will mentoring Santino?
Oh,
and but here's the deal: if Will went to Voigt, could all of a sudden that technology relationship with Penske, go away? I mean, I can tell you stories at Furniture Row when they let homeboy. It'll come to me in a minute, but yeah, they had a real driver problem because they were getting cars from, and not very good cars, by the way, from RCR.
Yeah.
And they wanted Ryan Newman, and Ryan, they said, no way, you're not going to touch Ryan. But
wasn't the whole thing that sank Barry Visser? Wasn't it the problem with Gibbs? Wasn't that really the thing that at the end?
You want to know right from the disruptor?
Tell us, disruptor. Oh, great one. Wait, let me just check.
I was told
I've got a signal coming in. Yes, tell us. Tell us, disruptor.
Reagan Smith was the name I was looking for.
Okay, thank you.
And they got their first victory at the Southern 500. Ding, 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 with Reagan.
Yeah.
Barney got screwed. I was with Barney when we put the car in the hauler for the last time we go to Homestead, and we both had tears in our eyes. And Barney could have continued on, but I had heard that those people that make those funny little colored chocolate things, had told Joe, "Hey Joe, there's a bunch of hippies out there hugging trees and growing marijuana and playing ukuleles, and they're kicking your ass." Mm-hmm. And I was told that Joe basically tripled the ante.
Yeah, and that's what I heard too.
I believe the source 100%.
Yeah, I do.
Barney said, you know what? I mean, he couldn't even celebrate his championship. He had a heart attack, almost died.
Right.
So he was at the big party we had at Furniture Row when our mayor at the time declared it Furniture Row Day. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
He was a real something else. But that's not a political show. I could make it one though if you want me to. But
no, I did. That was my gig. I did that for 13 years on radio.
Barney got screwed, and he said, "You know what? I've just had a major heart attack. My health, I'm okay now." But his wife is so darling, Nicole, and her used to sit in the pit tower and compare their fancy shoes. And Nicole had a scanner earbud in, and that was a lot of fun for me because Barney I mean, he's the kind of guy. True story. I was at the hauler. They were sharing hospitality with our team, and Barney and his wife came up, Carol, and they're like, "Kurt." I said, "Hey, Barn." And he says, "You haven't eaten yet." And he and his wife walked over and got food for us from the shared hospitality.
Nice.
And Joe Garoni, who's running the team, he looked at me and goes, "I don't know, dude. You're the only person in this team that calls him Barn."
Yeah, yeah.
Without getting, and Barney's like 9 feet tall, 300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, he could stomp on me and kill me like one of them caribou or whatever they got up there in Wyoming. Bison.
Bison, yes, bison.
Yeah.
Watusi Castle. Hey,
Yeah,
Kurt, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought.
it's
George is giving me a signal. We want to give some love to one of your sponsors.
There we
hold
go.
on to that thought. We'll be right back with Barney Visser.
Boom.
See if we get him on the line. Okay.
The beaming high noon sun, pop-up hailstorms, and harsh winter conditions. Colorado throws all of the elements at us. How are you going to protect your vehicle from all of that? ProTech Auto Shield is your best bet. ProTech Auto Shield is a premier Denver clear bra and paint protection facility, specializing in clear bra paint protection film, ceramic coatings, and ceramic window tinting. It's the most comprehensive protection your car or truck can get. Think of their clear bras as your protective invisible shield from scratches and pesky rock chips, while ProTech's advanced ceramic coating boasts a durable, high-gloss barrier that repels water, dirt, and contaminants. For the ultimate comfort with protection, their ceramic window tints block out harmful UV rays, reducing interior heat. And right now, ProTech Auto Shield's windshield tints are 30% off. And if you need hail repair, they'll pay for the deductible up to $500 for hail repair service. Visit them at 11114 West 44th in Wheat Ridge, or head to ProTechAutoshield.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Race Central Unplugged with the original disruptor of motorsports, our host, Kurt Hansen. Barney Visser. So I wanted to wait. I knew that Barney and I have a mutual friend and a mentor for me for over 21 years, Dr. Raleigh Washington, very close personal friend of Barney's. Barney's a deep man of faith, so I called Dr. Washington and I said, "Listen, I need a favor. Would you call Barney and ask if I could take him out to lunch? Because I'm looking for sponsors." And he was out for, they were not coming back. So I flew to Denver, met Barney, and we had lunch and spent about 2.5 hours together. And it was delightful. We talked about racing. We talked about faith. We talked about kids. I mean, it was one of the best conversations I had. But at the end of the day, Barney just said I think he really had a bitter taste in his mouth after the NASCAR experience. And he said, "I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore." And so very graciously said, "Nope, I'm not going to work with you in IndyCar."
Yeah. To say because he is a man of the faith. I'll tell you another funny story. In the first couple of years that they were racing, when they were doing the Busch Cup with those terrible cars they got from I think Joe Nemechek. Those things were junk. And our very good local driver here, many time regional super late model driver, Jerry Robertson, was driving for him. And if he says he's going to meet you at 12:01, he's there at 5 minutes early.
11:55.
Yeah, he is, and he's not the kind of person to do well with getting jacked around. And when they first started racing, you couldn't swear. They had a no swearing deal. And Joe finally went to Barney and said, "Barney, if these guys can't swear, we ain't going to have a team. We're not going to be able to field a team."
Yeah.
And then he kind of softened that up. But then he also said, "You can't sit in the hotel. They're staying. They can't sit in the bar with their furniture row gear on. Right. They can't drink at the hotel bar. If you're going to do that, we don't want you seen in public," type of deal. And he's a great man. I miss seeing him. I miss talking to him.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff that he's given me around the house here. But he is one of those guys that you don't shaft, and B, doesn't deserve it at all. Yeah. And Joe, it was pretty much common knowledge in the garage. I mean, Joe, he's probably still got that egg on his face. I don't know. I don't know if he cares.
And Joe Gibbs is a great man of faith too. So I was disappointed to hear about that, because I felt like, Coach Gibbs is a man of faith. Barney's a deep faith person himself. I just felt like it ended badly, and I guess didn't need to really. So
Nope.
Nope. Just unfortunate. But Barney, very gracious, and again, doesn't know me from Adam, to quote a Bible character, but because of our relationship with Raleigh, Washington, he agreed to meet with me, and I'll remember that for a long. That was a very special time to have somebody as nice and as respectful and a great racer as Barney Visser.
Oh, he became a very good driver. The first year he ran at Colorado National Speedway, they had to build him a super. They had to build him a highly modified Grand American modified because he's so big. He won't fit in the normal car sleeve.
Dan Gurney had to have a Dan Gurney bump.
Big wide cage, and he struggled, and and people are like, ha ha. And I said, this is a fiercely competitive man. Watch out. And the next year he was super competitive, and he actually won a major race here in a Grand American Modified. It didn't surprise me at all because that's just who he is.
I was surprised how large he is because, I mean, I've obviously seen his face on TV. I got to the restaurant early, as I always do. I was sitting there. I was waiting to greet him. And when he walked in, I said, holy cow, this guy's pretty big. It was, wow. Yeah, it was fun.
And he's got that deep. He'd say, hi, Kurt. I'd be like, oh, my God, your boss man and my boss man is calling me. Hey, Kurt, how are you?
Hey, let's talk a little about NHRA.
All right.
I got to tell you, I don't know how you can make the case that Tony Stewart isn't one of the greatest of all time in general.
Agree.
Great success in IndyCar, great success in NASCAR owner, NHRA. Now he wins he's the champion this year. Top Fuel, right? Champion.
He's the regular season champion. So now we're in the countdown after the Indy Nationals. And I believe next year is the 75th anniversary of the NHRA. Wow. God bless Wally Parks. But Tony is the regular season champion. Now they're in the countdown. And he's not done it by backing in. He's been super, super consistent. Yeah. A little funny tidbit. They have this baby crawler walker drag race every year. Mm-hmm. And they showed Leah pumping Dom up and talking to him. He was second, but it was close. I mean, Tony's Tony.
Yeah.
And he barely lost to Justin Ashley. Justin Ashley did Justin Ashley stuff, and that is just chop the tree down with a big old rail drag. I mean, I think he cut a 2.6 light or something like that. And Tony was like a 5. A lot of guys was very slow reaction times.
Yeah,
5's not bad, but after that you're asleep. But I think which is what he does. And Tony had him, but Justin got him. If you look at the cameras,
that much.
Also, I got to say big congratulations to my good friend Erica Enders. Her 50th win in Pro Stock. She gets the Wally. They've had a terrible season.
Yeah, a little bit of a drought there for her.
What's cool? The drivers don't like the countdown points restructuring, but in this case, I'd be willing to bet Erica Enders is loving it because now she matters. Yeah. And if they can catch a little bit of fire late, Erica could win another championship. But I think it's I don't know. Greg Anderson's a great friend. Greg is also very much a man of faith, but Erica, she's sneaky.
Yeah.
Look out for Erica Enders. Coletta went out in the second round, I think it was. Not a great weekend for there. J.R. Todd went out first round. It's a weird weekend, but it was a fun weekend to watch. Ron Capps. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I got fingers crossed for all these guys, so they're all good friends. Antron went out, I think, in the first round of eliminations.
Yeah. I think it's time. It seems to me. I don't know. I'm not a big NHRA follower. I'm a fan, but not a follower. So correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems like in a lot of ways, it's kind of passing of the torch time in NHRA.
Turning in the worm, I call it. You're absolutely right.
Guys win forever, and it's time. They're going to slow down.
Well, but the problem is, everybody's terrified about money. I mean, we all are.
Well, who isn't, right?
They're all terrified about money. So, I've been told by some very reliable sources that, as he calls it, it's fantasy kid, it's rich kid fantasy camp with dragsters. If Napa goes away, which is supposed to happen, if Matco goes away, how badly does that affect Caps on the Napa side and Entron on the Matco side. It was great to see Jasmine Salinas out there again. Her dad, and that's an interesting team, and they have no sponsors on the car. I saw one sponsor, the name escapes me, but when I was with them in Phoenix earlier this year, that's another sheet metal company from Pleasanton, California, and this guy, he had triple bypass, was going to come back. And
really?
Then,
oh my God!
Built that company from literally scraps, which is why it's called Scrappers. But
is that changing? I mean, I don't know. You read the story about McLaren that came out today, and the big holding company in Dubai is now becoming 100% ownership there. Why billions going to Formula One? But you're struggling with NHRA sponsorships. You're struggling with some NASCAR sponsorships. IndyCar certainly. You're not getting the kind of big checks at IndyCar and the companies. Are we seeing a turning of the tide here? You have to kind of go back to old school where you have to cobble this thing together with a dozen sponsors instead of one or two primary.
It's what they're doing now. It's and you don't even see 7-Eleven on Denny Ham Sandwich's car all the time now. So it's the way it is, and I'm not sure how we're going to make it all better. I don't certainly have all the answers. I know I'm in charge of everything here at my company, and I have to sell all my advertising, manage it, and cultivate it, and over deliver because that's just what I do. But NHRA is, of all the major series, I think they're probably the ones that are most nervous about what the economy could hold or what the future holds. But the worm has been trying to turn for a long time, actually. Yeah. Ashley Force was going to be, we did a special TV show with them. It was J.R. Todd. Well, it was supposed to be Eric Medlin, J.R. Todd, Ashley Force, Brandon Bernstein, and Antron Brown. The NHRA wanted to make them the face of the new NHRA. This is probably 10 years ago. And
we did Rushmore of the NHRA.
And we did a big special TV shoot with them up in the Mile High Nationals. Sadly, Eric Medlin lost his life, so he did not join. I think they called it the Brat Pack, which was kind of fun. But then Ashley decided she wanted to be a mother. God bless her. Eric sadly was killed in a testing accident. And Antron, was doing it, and then Brandon, and it kind of got all helter-skelter, and they lost that impetus. And then, money's tough. Those cars cost a lot of money to run, and you can't run them on weak parts. You can maybe in other series nurse a car around, but those things, when they go bang, really bad things happen. And I hope it's not true, but the worm has been trying to turn for a while, but they can't find money for the youngsters, except Daniel Wilkinson, which is the son. I'm drawing a blank on his name too.
Well, and it seems like that's the common denominator. Unless you're a son, and your dad's a CEO or owns the company, people are struggling. All right, let's hold on to that worm for a minute because George just give me a signal. It's time for more sponsor love. So let's take a quick 30 seconds, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with the original disruptor, Kurt Hansen.
For over 30 years, Rocky Mountain Car Care in Broomfield has been your trusted, family-owned shop for everything your vehicle needs, from oil changes to engine rebuilds and everything in between. Their ASE-certified technicians service all makes and models using the latest technology, and they back their work with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. As a AAA-approved and Napa Auto Care Center, quality isn't just a promise, it's the Rocky Mountain Car Care standard. Their pit crew is loaded with decades of experience, including IndyCar, NASCAR, and Formula One crew experience. They bring championship-level precision and hometown service to bring you and your family across the checkered flag, or wherever you need to go. And right now, get 15% off your next service when you mention promo code Rocky Mountain. That's right, 15% off just for giving your car the care it deserves. Call today or schedule online at RockyMountainCarCare.com. Rocky Mountain Car Care. Hometown heart. Championship level experience.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you don't mind, let's put a little plug in for our show. The Pits Are Open. Airs on Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Not Central, not West Coast, Eastern Time. And
I hate that when that happens.
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Pits Are Open Podcast is the program, and we're always excited to have new watchers.
I'll say this and we'll wrap it up on drag racing. But yeah, Tim Wilkerson, it's drawing me crazy. But Tim Wilkerson was a longtime funny car driver with Levi, Ray, and Shoop. That car is now Skag. I had a long talk with the owner and founder of Skag in their hospitality at Phoenix this year. That guy gets it, man. Mm-hmm. He says we see dramatic incremental sales at a racetrack. Our partners and our retailers bring all their people out, and they say we can track it. We see a big move the week after a drag race with all of our activation and stuff. But
sure.
Daniel Wilkerson is, of course, Tim's son, but Austin Prock, who's unbeatable in funny cars, seems like that's the son of Jimmy Prock. And the Prock legacy goes back like 100 years to Indy. I think it was the great grandfather or whatever was a riding mechanic back in the Indy 500 days. Jimmy Prock, I believe, was a tuner. I think he had John's car for a while, but it might have been Robert Height's car. But the guy's a witch. He's magic, and the kid, bit of a snark, by the way, is unbeatable. I mean, I think he's won 4 out of the last 6. Indy Nationals. I can go on. I don't know what's going on over there, but it must be in the water because Austin Prock he's unbeatable.
Hey, let me just ask you one more drag race question. And I'm not an NHRA connoisseur, but are we ever going to see John Force back, or
nope.
is he done?
Nope,
he's done. Okay,
I said that a long time ago.
Yeah. That was a big hit. I mean, that was
but it's also cumulative. It's like how many big hits has he had in 25 years of drag racing?
A lot.
And where did I talk to John? I think it was in Phoenix actually this year. But he was struggling with speech, and I think he's all good now. I don't know if he's driving or not. But
and he's not a kid.
And you don't risk it. Even if you just get in the car and do one of his legendary, 200-foot burnouts,
sure,
and back it up, shut it off, give it a couple of wraps, shut it off, climb out the top. First of all, even if he wanted to do that, I don't think the NHRA medic would clear him.
Well, and that's what happened with Mario.
Not because he's all jacked up, but
Mario was driving the 2-seater car for the longest time. Then he had a couple of little mishaps on the track, and they finally said, "Okay, Mario, hand the keys over." And you don't see Mario doing that anymore. So they feel like they've got obviously.
I think Gabby Chavez is doing that now.
He had been for a long time. There's a lot of drivers that jump into and look at Davey Hamilton for a long time was doing 2-seaters, and now he's running. At least he did at Nashville. He ran the Indy Next car for the new configuration, new Indy Next team, Don Cusick Racing Motorsports. So
I got to meet Cusick. I think he lives. He lives in the Monterey area because we're Facebook friends, and I saw these pictures of the Carmel Bay and Cannery Road. I'm like, what a tough. I mean, I feel bad he has to live like that, though.
Yeah, it's such a hard, depressed existence. It's just horrible.
A story I am watching though,
what?
And I haven't seen a lot about lately. Donnie Schatz. What's he going to do for next year? And we don't know. He hired Colton Herta as his agent, and there should be some TikTok videos coming out soon, and we'll get the straight scoop.
Rick Astley. What is it with Don? I mean, I don't know him personally, but I mean, he's bounced around a few teams in the last few months. I mean,
well, he had to. I mean, once he got fired by Tony Stewart, that's just he got fired.
Yeah.
But I mean, And those cars are very expensive. And if you don't have a super motor program, and that was one of Donnie's problems the whole time with that 410 Ford motor. Sometimes it was good, a lot of times it was terrible, and it was a real bane of contention with TSR. Yeah. So, he gets rides with these other teams, but they put a car together for him, especially, and then he's the kind of guy that, because I know him okay. He's not going to take assets from a longstanding team, which is, what he was doing, and put them in a cringe if they have a problem or need parts, because they're all on Tony's car. I mean, all on Donnie's car. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Where do you think he's going to land? Is he going to land with a solid ride for next year? Where do you think
I think he's going to start his own team.
You think so? Okay.
I think he should.
Could he?
Now, he could. I mean, he knows, and everybody out there, well, not everybody. A lot of people don't like Donnie Schatz, but I don't think that's common in the pit area, because Donnie Schatz, by the way, along with the Kinzers and the Swindells, they made your freaking sport.
Yeah.
I love dirt track racing. I actually almost got in the car and went out to Lakeside in Kansas for the weekend. But I'm like, that's 22 hours of driving around trip to see a sprint car show. It wasn't even a World Outlaw show. It was ASCS. But I love me some dirt cars. But I think he's just going to coast, which is sad, because I think in last check, I think he was 6th in the standings. He got to race against his nieces, though, in an outlaw show. That's pretty cool. Calistoga was this last weekend. One of my favorite places. I went every year with the Harvest Classic. What can I say? But or who knows? Donnie might just step aside, start his own team, and have paying drivers come in, and he just does the Donnie Schatz, communion.
Help me understand, because I'm really more familiar, inside with IndyCar than I am anything else. What does a driver like that get paid? Well, if Donnie starts his own team, what's he going to pay a guy to come in and
I have no idea. It depends who the driver is, how seasoned they are.
Like a Cody Swanson. What's a Cody Swanson get paid?
I have no idea. Yeah. That's one thing that in the old dirt world, you keep pretty tight-lipped about that
tight
stuff.
To the vest,
Yeah, really close. And, I think if Donnie started his own team, who knows? Maybe he brings in, if he wants to step aside, a super badass, and then brings a paying driver. Or he's the super badass, because he is, and then brings another paying driver and starts mentoring him, much like I didn't have my pills this morning, but Craig Delansky mentored the guy I'm thinking of, Jason anyway, and mentored him into a very, very good sprint car driver. Now he's a team owner and has paying driver. So I mean, I'm not a World of Outlaw expert, but I do love it and I follow it. And
well, again, to your point, after you get canned by Stewart, I mean, maybe that's your best option to start your own team. Could very well be.
It's the only way to control everything.
Yeah.
And I personally get the feeling that Ford motor program was rammed down his throat. And, it's like beating your head against the wall, because it feels so good when you stop.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that bad, but I know it was a struggle. And if you don't have a good motor program, I don't care if you're anointed as the best in the world with a magic wand, you ain't going to go fast.
Yeah, no, you need it all.
You ain't going to go fast.
Hey, Kurt, hang on. We got one more spot. We want to show some love for your sponsors. Let's take a moment, and then we'll be right back, and we'll wrap it up.
Car lovers, hot rod collectors, and gearheads, your dream garage just became a reality. Store your four-wheeled pride and joy at Titan Car Condos, a secure, gated community built for people who speak the language of horsepower. With 24/7 surveillance, electric climate control, and 100-amp, 120 or 230-volt power options, your prized possession is safe, powered, and pampered. Every unit features a water bib, natural gas bib, and fire suppression system with optional mezzanines to customize your space. Create your own theme to show off your sweet ride. Rub shoulders with like-minded hobbyists, swap stories, and build your collection in comfort without breaking the bank. Thanks to Titan Car Condo's low HOA fees, you and your new motorhead friends can kick back in their 3-story clubhouse with a covered rooftop lounge, outdoor kitchen, and pristine mountain views. With easy access to US 85, Titan Car Condos is where automobile passion meets premium space. Get all the details by visiting TitanCarCondos.com today.
You know, that's something that is really growing. I mean, I remember times you had Atlanta Motorsports Park was a car condo place. Now they're like, oh, there's one in Tampa. There's M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan. You got them all over the country. I mean, there's a lot of money out there, obviously.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of these places, and the way he became a client is I met him 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And he loves cars. I love cars. When I was selling my Resto Mod, Mark reached out to me and we started talking, and I talked to him about storing my Atlantic car, that's where it's going to go after we race in a few weeks. And they became a client. These things, I would be proud to say I lived there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I met him at a car event.
Thermal Club is another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I went there for their big car show, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. And there's people that they just go there on Saturdays, roll up their doors, roll a couple cars out, fire up the old barbecue, and sit out there and have a hootenanny. Do they call it hootenanny in your parts?
No, they call it a wild, drunken pagan festival. I don't know.
Coming from a minister, man, that's awful strong. But yeah, I mean, this is a cool. Yeah, it's football time of the year. That's cool. But now it's not that these guys haven't been going 110% already this year.
Sure.
But, it's time for everybody to really get down and dirty, and we'll wait for the Colton Herta press release on Will Power's future.
Yeah, I'm going to be bumming if Colton goes to Europe after being fairly adamant that he wasn't and putting out the video and stuff. I'm going to be really disappointed because I think Colton is making a big mistake if he goes to F2.
I agree.
He said himself, if you go there and you don't win the championship, you're totally
I said that.
Right.
I said that in crosstalk.
Yeah.
It's like I told but it doesn't matter.
No. Well,
yeah,
of course it matters, but
if you run the same series in a ladder series and win a championship and go back and run the same series the next year, the only thing you can do is look bad. If you don't win again, they go, well, he won. And if you don't win, they go, John Fogerty. Fogerty, great friend, Fogerty Wines and Vineyards. His brother drives sprint cars. John won the Indy Lights Championship with a really, really, really famous and well-known team out of the Bay Area, Dorcott Racing. And the problem with him getting a ride, and this is the God's honest truth, John was super talented, but everybody knew that he had more money than God.
Right. Yeah.
So everybody said, fine, you can drive my car.
Spend it. Right.
Bring all your money. Mm-hmm. And so he went with Bob Stallings and raced with Gurney's kid, Alex Gurney, in the Red Dragon. In IMSA, and they beat everybody's ass. But John went back the next year, won the championship again, and he's like, I can't get a ride. And the reason you can't get a ride is not because you aren't a really good driver, but because they all know you got a ton of money. And so instead of offering you a contract with a check behind it, they're offering you a contract with your check behind it.
Belly up to the bar. Yeah, that's how it works. Well, again, I think you're going to see it more and more. Hey, our friends at PRI, I know you like PRI. 100 days. I just saw this. 100 days to the next PRI event starting December 11th. So that's going to be a great show.
Are you going to go?
Yes.
Are you going to do any shows from there?
I might do a booth. I'm thinking about it. Might do a booth.
Well, if you do a booth, I'll come.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Maybe we can do some Race Central stuff, too.
Well, yeah, and then what you also got to do, you got to come to the Chili Bowl Nationals, bro.
Oh, I'm telling you, I was so close 2 years ago because we had a car in the field.
That's right, you told me.
Speedway banner, and it just fell apart. So maybe this year.
Well, I tell you, watching Catherine Legg and Santino drive, and Santino came down so hard.
Oh gosh,
the wheels were all like, and we were laughing, and I'm looking at that thing, I'm going, that ain't gonna polish out, man.
Probably not.
But anyway, Santino's awesome. He and Rinus VK, look out, Indy 500.
Good pair, good fast pair. Yeah.
Could you see them working the draft together?
Yeah, I think that's good for both drivers and good for Foyt for sure. Kurt, thank you so much. This another good show in the books. I see you're getting a lot of social media action on your broadcast, which is wonderful. And then I'm going to join you at one point on the radio, on your radio program.
Yeah, actually, you can come on this Friday. I'll be live this Friday. A little plug. I'll be back on the air this Friday, 3 to 5 Mountain Time. It's The Drive. And got a good show lined up. So it's 3 to 5. It's The Drive. Okay. 3 to 5 Mountain Time.
Mountain Time.
MTN.
And Mickey Thompson. Yeah, right on the rocker covers, Mickey Thompson.
You can listen around the country and around the globe at racecentral.live. Just click on the ESPN link, and you too can join the program. Good. You want to come on this Friday?
Yeah, I could. I'll be on another show Thursday. I'll be on Seventh Gear Overrev with Kevin Krause. I'm going to be on his program on Thursday. I'm going to talk all IndyCar. I'm finally getting a chance to vent all my passion.
You know what we should do, because we're doing this every week? Yeah. Let's let a lot of dust settle and have you come on the following week.
Okay, fine.
So we can do a recap, and then we can tease it. But, good stuff. Stay dry, build submarines. I'm going to go back out to my deck and have a smoke.
Okay.
No, just kidding. But I might
I'll have a seltzer with a splash of cranberry. Okay.
All right.
Kurt, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Will.
Have a good day.
See you, folks.
Bye-bye.